Hello, Maserati fans. So I'm gonna start a series of Maserati reviews. I've had a bunch in my collection. I've just never actually reviewed them. So this guy is made by Kyosho. It's one of the blister pack ones. I don't really have a box or anything like that. It just came in this. So I went and took it out already. All right. So this is the Ghibli. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. But Maserati names their cars after winds. So Ghibli is a Libyan Arabic. Uh, it's a name for a hot, dry southwesterly wind of the Libyan desert. That's what I'm getting from Wikipedia. The Ghibli was, I think there's three generations, but this is the very first one that was around between 1967 and 1973, and it was designed by Giugiaro when he was working at Ghia. He's an infamous designer. He's designed many cool looking cars. Um, and then this thing has a tubular frame steel chassis and also separate steel bodywork. Okay, it has a double wishbone front suspension, but the rear suspension is a live axle with a torque arm and leaf springs. So kind of old school technology. And I guess a lot of Maseratis got a lot of flack for being like half a decade behind Ferrari and Lamborghini. Anyways, magnesium wheels were standard, and they look pretty accurate to the photographs. It's rolling on 15-inch wheels, so this is a different time, you know. I don't know if many. Well, I guess the most basic of modern vehicles might still have 15-inch wheels, but it's not really common these days. Okay, so it's a front engine design, of course. Hopefully you can tell by the bodywork. Well, I guess you could put an engine in the back. But anyways, these are front engined here. There's a 4.7 liter V8 engine here making around 300 horsepower. And so this thing could do 0 to 60 in around 6.8 seconds and go 155 miles per hour. Later on, there was an SS version, and then it bumped it up to 4.9 liters, making 330 horsepower, and then it could go 174 miles per hour. An interesting thing here is the fuel tanks. There's actually two fuel tanks. This is a fuel filler door here in the C-pillar, and that's the other one. So they're independent, so it seems kind of stupid. You would literally have to open two fuel filler doors to fuel both tanks up. Each tank was like 50 liters or like 13 gallons. So that just seemed kind of silly, right? Why would? Anyways, the later model, the one that replaced this, will have a crossover. So okay, well, anyways, let's see here. Let's get into the model here. So the curvature of the tires looks pretty good. The wheels, you know, they're not hollow. There's no air passing between those spokes, unfortunately, but I guess they're pretty intricate. Seems alright. There's a little black here. It's molded in. What I'm trying to figure out, I think it actually is a separate piece of black plastic. I don't think it's like the casting painted, because the ridges are so sharp. Like they're, well, I don't know if the camera can even pick it up, but the ribs are so narrow. I think it's plastic, and just the way my pick sounds going over it, I feel like that's plastic. The door handle sticks out. It's painted silver. The mirrors, I mean not mirrors, the molding around the windows is painted silver as well. A little something there, probably the Maserati logo. It's pretty hard to tell though, silver on yellow. Oh, well, it is there. It's quite crisp actually, so that's pretty good. Must be a lock for the fuel filler door. Separate chromed plastic bumpers, looking good. And then that window trim is around all the windows. This is a raised and painted silver set of wiper blades, looks realistic. There's also some black texture again with some silver paint, so I think this is a separate black plastic piece again. Yeah, just by the sound, it's not metal. So the Maserati badge here, let's see if how crisp that is. Yeah, you can't read the text, but you can at least see the red trident, so that's alright. Under this massive magnification, there's a little bit of a contaminants going on in the paint. This could be paint rash though. This is paint, contaminant on the right. Okay, so we seem to have some silver and orange paint here for the markers. Looks good. The trident's painted silver nicely. This is like a chrome plastic piece again, which is nice. So it's separate, so that's good. A little orange here on the reflector, so that seems nice. A little black printing there for these vents, but there's no dimensionality. Like the vent doesn't go in at all. The tires have a nice little tread pattern, and the tires aren't super wide, which seems like it might be period correct. Unfortunately, this is a press fit together, so it's going to be hard to modify if you need to. This is a separate chrome plastic exhaust, so that's a nice touch. A lot of Kyoshos that just molded and painted silver, but this is actually a separate piece, so that's pretty good. Okay. Looks like we have some clear taillights, are they? Or they're painted? Let me see off screen. No, they're translucent lights. So red, a little clear or silver or something. Maybe there's paint behind it, maybe. I can't tell if there's orange or not, though. I feel like the bottom might be orange. Alright. What about the badging here in the back? I think, yeah, look at that. Maserati Ghibli and the little trident. That is so small. Look at my dental pick. So that's some pretty fine printing. I don't know what these, oh, there's probably a license plate area here, and these might be like lights that shine upwards, maybe? That's what I have to imagine. Wow, so that's really nice. Super high detail there. Where the detail's not so great is this black interior. It's just, they're molded details, you just can't see much of it, so. Yeah, steering wheel, shifter, some buttons on the middle console. Molded in round gauges, just no extra color or anything like that. Some nice ribbing on the seats, headrest. Now the internet is telling me this is 2+2. There's supposed to be some child seats back here, but maybe they can fold down, and Kyosho chose to fold the cushion down. Okay. It seems that the total production of the real cars, there's 1,170 coupes made and 125 spiders or drop tops made. And then later on, it was replaced by something called the Kamsin, which I'll do a different video on. Okay, so, oh no, it's, well, there's some paint bubbling going on there. Yeah, it's too bad. Not as bad as a paint rash on a red car, but it's definitely there. Unfortunately, I don't know how old this model is, but being press fit together, not screwed, I'd imagine this model is going to be at least 10 years old, maybe more, maybe 15. The later Kyosho blisters are all screwed together, which makes life a lot easier if there's a problem or if you want to customize it. Okay, well, let's get a Mr. Solar Spinner out. Let this thing go for a little cruise. And actually, let's compare it to a couple other cars that may have been competing against it at the time. The Lamborghini, they had this really ugly car called the Jarama. This is a 2+2. And somewhere in my history, I've shown this before, if you want to search it out. But this is something, I guess, you could have been shopping around. It's just really not a good-looking car. But what is a good-looking car is the 365 GTB, and this is better known as the Daytona to a lot of people. This is also, all three of these are Kyosho models. If I was shopping around, I would have chosen this. All right, this thing is, that's just a nice-looking car. I'm trying to get them all lined up. Get an idea of their size and stuff here. Well, unfortunately, this is the problem with rolling vehicles. they roll. I actually wish none of these things rolled because I don't play with my cars, you know, I don't do the racetrack thing, so well, they're all kind of similar in their proportions, except for the Jarama seems a bit shorter than the other two. Yeah, the general width seems similar. Okay. So those are what it would have been competing against. And coming up in a couple other videos, I'll talk about the successors. This is the Bora. This is just a straight two-seater, mid-engine, so it's not really a successor, to be honest with you, but the styling is very similar. And I've actually mentioned this in a bulk purchase unboxing. So, but this is the actual successor. This is called the what is this thing? The Comson. Yeah. So the Comson here, this was designed by Bertone, whereas this was designed by Ghia. So different different styling houses, and yet they still look kind of similar, right? All three of them definitely look like they came from the same brand of cars. They're very wedge-shaped, cam back, fastback kind of styling. So that's just what happened, I guess, in the late 60s to the mid 70s as far as exotic car styling went. Okay. Alright then. So, on the whole, you know, I do like Kyosho models. If you search on eBay, they're if you're patient enough, you might be able to get one at an auction at a decent price. And for lesser cars like this, for some reason, no one really cares about Maseratis. I mean, it's taken me hundreds of reviews to finally do my first Maserati review. I don't know. I guess they're just, you know, in the shadow of Ferrari and Lamborghini. It's hard to be, you know, prominent when you have those two brands ahead of you. But anyways, I'll try to give the brand some justice and do better reviews on the other cars that I have from Maserati in my model collection. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.